Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 559. If you're writing a book or thinking about it or trying to finish a book you've started writing, or maybe you need help reaching more readers to let them know about your awesome book, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Thursday. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, especially social media, look for Christine Inc. I-N-K, like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published author. I love the word author, can you tell? Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. Idea generation is about quantity, not quality. Multiplication, not subtraction. Editing comes later. The goal of brainstorming is to walk out with buckets of ideas, not one precious idea perched on a pillow. Sam Harrison. That's so true. And I just thought of upcoming Sunday Storytime episode is going to address this as well. So make sure you tune in this coming Sunday. And once again, good morning. Happy Thursday. And you know, one of the best parts of my job as a ghostwriter is extracting my clients' stories and messages through interview calls. Quite often, I uncover ideas they didn't even know they had inside them. That's super fun, by the way. And how do I do this? And more importantly, what if, as an author, you could do this or even a version of this for yourself? What if you could be your own ghostwriter and uncover stories, messages, insights, and other ideas that you didn't even know you had inside you? So here are three keys of my ghostwriting process, and then I'm going to follow this by helping you adapt these keys into your own writing process. The first piece is the interview call with my client, which can be best described as the art of open, free-flowing, no-holds-barred, primarily unstructured conversations. Well, a little bit structured. I guide them when I need to. So yes, in the background, I do have an agenda and goals for the calls, but I'm also very careful to let the conversation go where it flows, and somehow the agenda seems to take care of itself. Another piece of my process is asking the right questions. Open-ended questions, nothing where yes or no could shortchange an otherwise good idea. Also, I'm a fan of peeling back layers. For every surface idea or notion, I love to challenge my clients with, well, why is that important? What else is there about this? What other ideas is this connected to? Current events, history, parallels, trends, your personal story. So I'm a big fan of digging. I guess I'm kind of like a ghostwriting excavator. So the third piece of my process is allowing space at the end of the call for the best gems to show up. And it's really funny. It happens every single time. I've been doing this for 19 years. After my client and I begin wrapping things up, like, okay, we'll have a great day. We got plans for this weekend, like 5 minutes left in our scheduled time. All of a sudden, we start looking around the mental room to see if we've left anything behind. You know, like when you check out of a motel room and you check, the drawers and under the bed to make sure you haven't left stuff there. Funny story, my father left all of our Christmas presents in dresser drawers in a Holiday Inn. I think it was in Georgia. He was a sports writer, so traveled on the road. Put all of our Christmas presents, because he didn't want to leave them in the car, in the dresser drawers in a Holiday Inn. And I don't know whoever found them. They got probably a lot of toys. So I digress. But really, at the end of those interview calls, when we do kind of check around the motel room and see if we've forgotten anything, that's when we start finding the gems. My client and I, we find the news stories, the ideas, all the potential contributions to the book in progress, where it's like, oh, wait, hold on, I just thought of something else. Oh, wait, hold on, I just thought of something else. It's really very funny. So I have learned never to dismiss those moments, those one last thing moments. They often yield some of the best insights for the book. And why is this? Well, because by then my client and I have been talking and exploring their book idea for sometimes 2 hours at this point. So in doing so, we've developed all that clarity and the book idea has actually begun to form. So how can you do all this for yourself? How can you be the ghostwriter and the client all in one? Well, you can create an intentional brainstorming session, a scheduled intentional brainstorming session, specifically scheduled thinking time to unpack your book and all the ideas and stories that could potentially go in it. Next, There's the matter of asking yourself the right questions to help unpack all this genius in your head. Ask yourself as many questions as possible and avoid censoring or editing the responses that come forward. Trust your gut instincts. Even if what is coming forward makes no sense, record or write it down, write everything down during your brainstorming session, because you never know where things are going to lead, so capture everything. And finally, for the interviewing piece, rather than asking yourself questions, you could have a friend or a family member interview you. Tell them what you're out to accomplish and perhaps provide some initial questions to get them started, but let them take it from there. Let them kind of come up with follow-up questions on the spot. So try to find someone who maybe is comfortable doing this. The person doesn't need to be experienced in writing or interviewing, but they probably need to be a decent conversationalist. And most people are natural born interviewers because of our inherent curiosity as human beings. We're very curious about other people. But if you can find someone who is a curious conversationalist, that would probably be an ideal person for this. And remember, don't forget that critical, one last thing piece at the end of the conversation. So make sure you're both aware of that so you don't cut off the conversation. Make sure you have a little bit of time built in your schedule at the end for that. One last thing. Look around the motel room, as it were. And I hope this behind-the-scenes glimpse into my ghostwriting process and how you can adapt it into your writing process, I hope it'll help you uncover all sorts of fascinating stories and ideas for your future book. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. Be sure and drop by my Ink Authors, INK, Authors group on Facebook, and let us know how we can support your book writing goals. Until tomorrow, happy writing.